Alright, in there, Arsenal fans. Today's going to be a pretty short video because it looks like it's about to rain. We're supposed to be getting some storms here in central Oklahoma area. So we're going to do this kind of quick to show you the progress we've made with our Mathews bow. Getting it sighted in, new peep sights on. Kind of getting it sighted in at roughly about the 10-yard mark, just to kind of, for giggles, to kind of get used to it. The official sight in will be at actually 20 yards because, likelihood of getting 10 is 50-50 or less, I would say. Depends on where you're at in Oklahoma, what kind of conditions you're hunting in. I plan on hunting around the Lake Tenkiller area, so it's going to be kind of a mix of woods and some open fielded areas, sparsely mixed in. We'll fire a few shots at this trophy hunter survivor target that we've got, and you can kind of see what we've got and where we're at. I'll go ahead and zoom you in on the target so you can see a little bit better where we're aiming for. Fire 4 shots and pull. Here we go. Shot number 1. I'm gonna go for the center ball. Alright. Shot number 2. We'll go bottom right with it. Shot number 3 will go low left. And shot 4. We'll go upper right. So we can see we're hitting pretty close to within ½ inch of where we're aiming, with all except for the upper right. That one actually hit dead on where we were aiming. Flip you back around here. And pretty much all we've done with the bow was we added a stabilizer, which I borrowed from another bow that I have. A Trophy Ridge 3-pin with a level in it. Those are whether you're tilted left or right, obviously. We've put on our whisker biscuit for our arrow rest, and so we don't have to carry a hip quiver or something like that. We've added a Trophy Ridge real tree camo mountable quiver that mounts on the side here, and then we've replaced our peep sight, the initial one, this piece right here that the tube mounts to, I call it the little nipple or whatever, the little peg that the peep sight mounts to, broke off. So we had to replace that with a new one. But as you can see, I mean, without having to redo any of the sighting in and placing the peep sight exactly the same place that the last one came from, we were still dead on. But just a suggestion, if you do have to replace your peep sight, it's probably best to go ahead and reconfirm that you're still zeroed in instead of just winging a shot out there somewhere trying to hit some small target when you could before. You might be way off this time because you may not have gotten your peep sight exactly in the same place. You know, if it's not exactly the same, then there's that offhand chance that you will miss your target way off and hit something you didn't intend to hit. And I'm by far no pro. I'm not a pro at this. You know, I'm still learning just like the rest of you. You know, no differently. So we're learning together on this one. And what I found is when aiming down my sights and looking through my peep at my pin, my top pin being my shortest range, you know, 10 to 20 yard range. You know, when I'm aiming down that sight, if I'm missing where I'm shooting at high and right, I'm going to move my sights up and over to the right. If I'm missing high and left, obviously the same, up and left instead of right. You follow your arrow with your sights, if that makes any sense to those of us that are new. You follow the arrow with the sights. You don't go opposite, you move with it. If you're missing low and left, you move left and low down. If you're missing right and low, you move down and right until you get your sights on the spot where your arrows are at. And you know, and different sights will be different. You know, like they have the spot hogs have a calibration scale that you put on it, and when you get it sighted in, you put your range scale on there that corresponds with the number that your sights are pointing to. You know, there's a process to it. It tells you in it how to do it when you get into doing all of that. So we'll go down, we'll pull our arrows, and we will shoot some more shots here, like 4 more shots before it decides to rain. And one more thing, for those of you that don't know, the arrows I'm using are the Kryptos brand. They're Allen archery. Bought at Walmart, and it's pretty much where I find them. These are the same arrows that I plan on using when I go to hunt. I'm not gonna, use a different arrow just for the fact that, different arrow weights and such will have an effect on your aim, where your bow is impacting, where your shot is impacting on all that. Different arrow lengths, fiber, just what fibers are made out of, or whatever materials they're made out of can affect the weight. And if you're not using the same length and weight of arrow, that could dramatically affect your shot. Bingo. On the money right there. Let's see if we can do that again. Repeatability is the thing. You want to be able to do the same thing every time. You want your shot to always, your draw style to be the same. Your anchor point to be the same. Your stance, everything. You always want to do it the same. Repeatability, if you can do it over and over and over again, your shot will more than likely be the same most every time, barring any environmental factors such as wind or things like that. Boy, this bow is stiff. Oh, we missed a little low and left, or low and right on that one. Low and right, sorry. I do believe that was me. Oh, there's the thunder. I think this is going to be our last shot for the afternoon. May have to revisit this tomorrow and give it a shot then, and let's see where we're at. And that was again me wobbling, not having a very good stance, still working on getting the proper form. Like I was saying, everything needs to be repeatable. You need to be able to do the same thing every time. When you're drawing back to get your anchor point, you want your anchor point to always be the same. You don't want it to be down here one time and then way up here one time and way back here another time. So it's way back here, it's way too far. Your length is way too long for you. You need to be kind of right here on that jawbone, with your string making a triangle right here at the corner of your mouth area. And they make a little thing called a kisser button that goes on that string, where that should touch the corner of your mouth right there. That button should always touch the corner, or right around here, because your arrow nock will be down right about the corner of your mouth area when you're anchoring in and getting that lock in. Me personally, I use a release like this, so my anchor point will be different than those who use the thumb release, because they hold those between their hand and it pokes out right here, and it's usually a T-handle looking piece with a thumb button on it. They'll hold that and shoot that way. We'll have more next time. You guys have a good day.